Hello world, hello Australia. It's Jamie here, the crypto Koala. Now today, guys, I've got two guys from Hong Kong. Now, I've got the CEO and I've got the Chief Architect of Hyperion. Now, the CEO, his name's Koala, and the Chief Architect is Isaac Zhang. Good to have you both today. Now, guys.
It's good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Mike.
So, guys, tell us a bit about yourselves. And what did you tell us about how you started the Hyperion project?
Okay, maybe let me to help answer this question a little bit. So we've been working in the open map for more than a few years, and we noticed a large shift towards using open map than the original centralized map, like a Google map, right? You can look for this kind of data on the websites, like a companies called Build With. They give open data on how much market percentage of each of these map products, and then you will notice a big shift in the past two years, and then which means like people's like mindset or the product capabilities shifting toward the decentralized map in the recent years. Okay, and for the interested readers, you can look for the project called the OpenStreetMap. It's like a Wikipedia of maps that people can join to contribute to it without any pay. And over the last 15 years, they have accumulated over 5 million community members and over 5 billion editings. Just like drawing a line, a road, mount, anything on the map in your vicinity, right? So riding on this trend, I think with the proper token incentivization and blockchain governance, technology governance, we can 10x, potentially 10x what the OpenStreetMap has done, and to make it 10x better, and using the decentralized map to take over the centralized map market. And intuitively thinking, right? So a map is so distributed all over the world, right? It's a perfect soil for decentralized applications. That's where we got the idea from.
It sounds ambitious, Isaac. So you actually recognized there's a gap in the market for digital maps. So you're seeing an opportunity there, basically, an opportunity to capitalize on bringing decentralized maps to say, improving what's already there for digital maps. Is that right?
Yeah. It's I wouldn't say like it's not we found the opportunity. It's like the previous efforts of global communities jointly make the things possible to happen over 15 years. We are just like the second wave of people using the latest technology opportunities to make it a lot better.
Basically, over the traditional, a basic map service. So why would you guys choose a decentralized map? So say with your new map-free vision, how would that be more beneficial? How would it be more beneficial than you say a basic map?
Okay, I think I can help answer this question too. So, well, I would say like one of the most important part of Bitcoin and Ethereum is that they cannot be shut down, right? Censorship resistant. You cannot shut it down, right? So it's based on consensus. It will run indefinitely for forever. So that's also one of the major importance of the decentralized map, that it cannot be shut down. It's community governed. Think about the recent thing like Google trying to ban Huawei phone from using Google services. That's the perfect case of centralized map using their power to censor, to restrict it either to you using it up to some sort of political or whatever purpose. Okay, and that's the thing. Our map can never be shut down. It can influence billions of people using it every day, and you can rest assured to use it. It cannot be shut down. And the second thing is, like because the process of making map and using map services is so distributed. The map is very local and also it's very global, right? So no matter the size of the company, as large as Google, you cannot survey map the world all the time. Okay, you need local people to help map their vicinity in this, and together with the platform, we can map the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the decentralized, so in addition to the robustness feature that I just talked about, the decentralized map is expected to be like a lot better in features, data accuracies, and the cost as well. I know normal people, they use Google Map, they pay for nothing. They didn't need to pay for anything, right?
Yeah.
But actually, it's the company that using the map that that bury the cost of it, and the cost is huge. You can look for the Google, just search Google, say Google Map pricing API, right? And you can see how ridiculous the price it is for the people to use the API on the map.
Sure.
So it just basically like another thing is the privacy, because it's community hosting this infrastructure, and we have very strong protocol to guarantee the privacy features over the network. Okay, so 3 things in conclusion. 1 is ultra robustness, and the second would be the cost effectiveness, and the third would be the privacy preservation for all the users. That's how we envision it to be.
Sure, that sounds wonderful. Now, I guess that sounds really prominent being in Hong Kong at the moment, where you want a product that is basically censorship resistant, and something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying with China and Hong Kong, so having an actual product that can't be shut down. So I guess that's the beauty of having something that is decentralized, is that it's harder to shut down. There's no central points. So I just like to say So we say about the HyperionLab. So what does that actually consist of? Is that like the development side of Hyperion?
Yeah. It's just an entity, but it's not just how many developers we have. It's like the most important thing is how many global collaborations we have. For just give you some ideas, there were over 1.2 million developers actively using OpenMap nowadays, but it's based on the original cloud-based map data architecture, right? And we hope to move the 1.2 million developers from the app to the app. Yeah. So
wow.
For our team, we have about 10 engineers full time, and we are trying to work very actively with other collaborators that have been investing over a few years' time in the OpenMap. So they are very accustomed, they're very familiar with the architecture, and they can definitely help a lot. Yeah. And we also have a global a developer incentive program. So for the interested developers, they can get some of our token award too.
Great stuff. Kai, would you like to add to that, mate?
Yeah, I think for us to be thinking about the decentralized. The thing of decentralized is because people are moving from here to there, from this city to the other city, from this country to the other country, and that's why we have the decentralized here now. Just because people are moving, right? Activity and everything else, the food, the walking, the family, anything there. So this is what we're talking about the Hyperion, the network. And we have Map3, Titan, and Alice for 3 things, okay? Well, our version is one map. One map is the one cannot shut down map around the world. That's our version. And because this version, we have 2 things. One is aggressively open, and the second thing is decentralized. So that we have 3 products. The first product is Map3. Map3 is just service the corporates and service the applications and maybe the other websites, right? And one crypto map, it's like the Google Map in blockchain, and it's Titan. And I think it's just like we can use it as the Google Map, but it cannot shut down, and we never use any users' data or anything else. And the third thing is Alice. Alice is the bottom protocol for the Hyperion to support the data on Map3 and Titan. I think it's very clear and very simple, but I think it will change the world later.
So you've got the two at the moment. I believe you've got MapRush and Titan, two decentralized applications that's currently available for Android and iOS.
Yeah.
But these two are just like two examples to best demonstrate the power of decentralized map. The important thing is they're using the data, the service from the Map3 and as the backend. And more developers are welcome to use the data and the API available for the Map3 to develop their own version of decentralized applications.
Oh, that's great. So you guys can accommodate that. You can basically, as it's kind of open source in nature, you guys can that build in, like.
Yeah. That's the only way to grow, right? The right way to grow.
That's great to hear that you basically can be like an incubator for developers to develop their own decentralized maps. So guys, you mentioned that you've got a team of developers and you've developed some products already, which is really good. So how have you funded that? So you guys have built in a bear market. Now we're in a bull market now. So you guys have built it in a bear market. How did you get the funds for that? How are you paying these developers?
Isaac.
Let me try to answer this question. So we were funded by the reputable funds, right? So in addition to that, like we're trying to roll out the product ASAP so that to have a positive business return, right? That's like the most important thing to prove the viability of the ideas, right? Not just the ideas, just the products. It's all about the products. So we have funds and we have business models. That's about it.
So in the future, you're looking at having maybe an ICO, an IPO. You're looking at having an IEO. You're looking at or do you think you've got enough funds that's going to see you through the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think we have enough fund to see through the next couple of years, and we are already listed on some exchanges. So no more public crowdfunding needed.
That's great. So you think that you'll be able to provide that revenue from your tokens? You want to get some sort of value in your tokens already.
Yes, and again, it's not like how much we need to pay for our developers. It's the metric to success of this project is how much external power, like developers, we can get them together to build for the project. So actually, the operation cost of the Hyperion is pretty low.
Okay, that's great to hear. So like onboarding new developers and the actual growth of the actual platform. So we touched on actually the service layer. We touched on the applications with Titan and MapRush. Now let's talk about the actual underlying protocol layer. So so how do you achieve consensus basically? How does your protocol layer achieve consensus? Is it proof of work? Is it proof of stake? How does it do that?
Well, okay, that's a good question. So, the consensus is like you need to have like global states of like a undeniable record of people's work. Like for example, like the Map3 node operators, right? It's a sort of variant to proof of work, but not exactly using the hash function to compute the nets. It's like proof of you providing the infrastructure needed to make the map service possible. For example, for every single data we route through the network, we would let the nodes to sign all the messages. And all the clients, including the nodes, they will need to have a consensus on which entity, which node has done what kind of jobs and how much they're worth. And that will all record it on the blockchain. And in every single epoch, the blockchain will reward these like infrastructure node operators with the proper tokens.
I'm guessing like the actual the node holders, the block producers. So do you know how many block producers you guys have got? Do you know how many nodes you've got at the moment? Just to scope how decentralized you are at the moment.
Yeah, I can give you like I think it's, to my understanding, it's it's almost 200. It's almost 200
Oh yeah.
from the globe. Some from the South Africa, some from the South America. Just like a
I
lot
think
yeah.
for yesterday's data, I think it's more than 200. It's like 210 or something. But it's not.
2010, right?
Yeah.
I didn't check the latest figure. It's growing, and
Cool.
these kind of nodes, they are both the block producers and also the worker nodes that provided the map services.
So is it your goal to make it more? Do you basically want more block producers? I'm guessing you want to be more decentralized. Is that right?
Yeah. We're hoping in one day we may hit about 50,000 nodes in total to cover the global use of maps. Yeah.
So let's talk about the actual award. So I'm a node holder, a block producer. You know, what incentive is there to hold to be a node, like to be a block producer? You know, what do you give me if I actually, you know, if I'm a block producer for you guys?
Well, I think it's just like most crypto projects, the block producers will get incentivized with a token rewarding scheme, right? And we're now in our like a very later stage of testing, and we're still iterating the economic models, the parameters that's most appropriate to attract the early adopters, and in the meantime to have like a sustainable growth over the next 10 years. Yeah, so it's the short answer will be token award, of course. Yeah, and the parameters like the best parameters, the best model always come from practice. It's not from like some whimsy, right? So it's like we are using that's also another reasons why we are not like really actively doing propagandas on let's join the node, right? We want to keep it small, keep it nice, and keep it practical so that we can have more real world data to improve, to refine the more parameters.
Sure. So what's the actual, say I've got Hyperion or HYN token. How is the HYN token used? I mean, what's this use case? What can I use it on?
Okay. So I think Kai, if you don't mind, let me answer this question too. So
yeah, sure, of course.
So it's just like most map business models. You either pay for the data or you pay for the service, and that's where the Hyperion token HYN is. You can use it on the marketplace to buy all kinds of spatial related data, like the security map, like the place to play, the place to for the football game, something like that. It's like all spatially distributed information curated and provided by the local people and governed by a protocol to allow the data to evolve, right? So you can pay for the data, or you can pay for the service. Actually, it's like a pay for the API, right? Pay for the API. So it's a lot of demands in using the map API. So a few examples that people can be like have understanding of will be like a Snapchat, Tesla, Foursquare. They all need to use map as the background of their application. So a lot of API demand.
Great that you've actually got some utility behind your token.
Utility.
So guys, you've put through a proposal forward to Binance. So you want to be listed on that decentralized exchange. I've seen that recently on your Twitter page. So what would that do for you guys if you got listed on that decentralized exchange, on the Binance decentralized exchange? What would that do for you guys? What would that do for your token?
Well, I think it's just like the Binance exchange is a place to provide liquidity, right? And to provide the accessibility of potential interested users, right? That's like, I think it would be a big step for us to, for more people to be able to acquire the token and to use them. That's like, it's an essential step to build up a very healthy ecosystem. I think that's about it. And Binance chain is like, I'm very pro Binance chain because it's decentralized. Everything is like trackable, transparent, right? And I think that's like a very fitting to how we envision the projects going to. So in conclusion, it would be like one is to provide the liquidity and accessibility to our global communities, and the second thing would be it's good to work with a decentralized partner.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Binance recently set up in Australia. So
Okay.
it provided a really good on-ramp, a really good fiat on-ramp to access into Binance in Australia, which is really good. So, and I guess they're trying to do that globally. Unfortunately, with the US at the moment, they're having some problems, but you can see with Binance, they are globally, you know, whether they're one of the biggest exchanges at the moment. So it'd be really good if you guys got listed on there. What's the next 24 months look like for you guys? You know, what you're looking at doing development-wise?
Well,
okay, I say again.
You can go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I think for the next 24 months, we have already got a plan because we have already made a Map3 network. And Map3 network is quite like IPFS. It's offline. Okay, it's off-chain. It's off-chain map service network, and we will upgrade it. And we can accept to the HTTPS for now. And I think for the next upgrade, we will accept a few really big names around the world to using our Map3. Okay, and it's on the processing, and a few of them has already tried to connect to our network and build their data on our network, and we will see it or later. And for Titan, I think the future in the next few months, the Titan will be a decentralized map plus decentralized wallet and Dex. Actually, it's for the data to trading, to changing and everything else. It will be really exciting for Titan. And well, I think the next 1 year we will focus. From the next 2 months, we will focus on our chain, the Alice chain. And I think it's very important because we are trying to build up a really exciting consensus protocol, and we're working on it. And I think in the next 2 months we will have something new to show up to the world. And well, I think that's very exciting, right? And I think for the next half year to 1 year, we will build up our own protocol. It's very unique, different from the POW or POS or depots. And well, I think 1 year, a half year or 1 year later, we will try to build up the other Dapps and maybe the other developers to enjoy to come into Hyperion altogether. We're making it all together. It will be great.
If I may add something to it, right? So the overall idea will be to really grow the network, to have the real endorsement from the reputable players, the practitioners, the companies in the field. That will be like the best proof, right? And the second thing would be to keep increasing the degree of decentralization of the network by better, like the wallets, blockchain, things to make it more robust and more community driven. So that's two sides. It's like one application side, more usage, and the second thing would be a technology side to make it more decentralized. Yep. That's about it.
So you've got your plans in place for growth. You've got your plans in place to onboard some big players. So at the moment, you said you're going for your test net at the moment. So, you know, is your main net close to being launched yet?
I think, it should be just like half a year or something like that. I think it's...
Yeah, probably Q4.
Yeah, probably Q4. Yeah.
Great stuff. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And I'd just like to say that if anyone would like to check out Hyperion, I'll put the links down below. Also, Isaac and Koala on Twitter. So I'm going to put down their Twitter pages if you want to check them out on Twitter.
Cool.
I'm not just a quick disclaimer. I wish I say in all my videos, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. I'm not saying for you to go and invest in Hyperion, but of course, you know, it looks like a decent project. It's something that I'm interested in. And if you want to check them out for yourself, guys, you can. So thank you so much for your time today, Isaac and Kai.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's
You too.
wonderful.
Have a wonderful
Good day, Mike.